this is my Undertaker Death Scythe. How I made it is kind of simple. So this part and the head are both from a skeleton I got for like 40 bucks. And also the bottom piece, which is just the tailbone of the skeleton. And then this is a PVC pipe that was 7 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet tall originally, but then I cut it down to 7 feet. And then the blade is EVA foam, two pieces of EVA foam, hot glued together, and then sharpened to a fake point. And it also lights up, even though Undertaker's Death Scythe doesn't light up, this one does. The ribcage glows blue-white, and the eyes glow red. So how I did the lights was I cut holes into the eye sockets, and then I stuck the lights through and like circled them, which wasn't actually too hard. You just gotta make a circle, then kind of hot glue it really fast so it stays. And did that one to that eye. And then all the wiring comes out the back, and I spray painted it gray so you couldn't see it, and then all the wiring just goes straight down the backbone to the light, to the power boxes. So this is the one for the eyes, and this is the one for the ribcage. Now the ribcage was a little bit more of a pain to do. So all these lights are hot glued, which I need to re-hot glue some because when I was painting it, they kind of came off. And so they're all just hot glued and intertwined into the ribcage to make it have the glowing effect. And then they all come down the backbone into this one, into this power box. And all the wires are spray painted gray so you can't see them lighting up on the back. Oh, and all the wires actually run through here. Once they get to here, these things pop out, and there is one for the lights, and then here's the one for the ribcage. Head, not lights. You just stick them right back up in there, I think. Yeah, or you're supposed to be able, you stick it right back up in there, and then yeah. And I have access to the on and off button here, and then on and off is on the over here on this side. So how I made my Death Scythe is I first started with the pipe, the tubing PVC, there we go, PVC pipe, and I cut the skeleton in half right here, and then I glued the ribcage and everything onto the PVC pipe. And by glued, I mean I hot glued it because I was too lazy to use actual screws. And well, I guess there is one actual screw there and two at the top vertebrae before I get to the neck bones. It was the next thing to put on after I did all the lighting. In the head, there's actually a little metal wiring that's like glued, not glued, but like knotted. I guess it would be a good word to use, knotted up here, and that goes straight down through the neck bone and then knotted again and then hot glued. That took forever to hot glue. And put the blade on. Blade is hot glued on mostly. There's some Play-Doh that I had to use, but that all fell off because Play-Doh and EVA foam and plastic don't get along too well, I learned. So yeah. So that's all hot glued on. And then I did all the lighting in the ribcage. And the lights for the head were already on when I put it on. So, yep. And then I did the tailbone, which it is just hot glued on. And then I did all the spray painting. And I actually spray painted after I did the lights. So I just took some blue painter's tape and covered up all the lights. And then I spray painted it. Did about 2 coats of spray paint. And the blade took a little bit more coats than the rest of the body did because the EVA foam kept like sucking the paint up. Don't know why, but it did. So yeah, I'll probably get another coat later on. I just didn't have time to do it last night. So yeah, that's how it was made. And how I made the blade is, as I said, 2 pieces of EVA foam, which is this kind of foam. And I cut a paper copy, which is a paper version of the blade first, which is this. And I just used that and traced it onto there, and I made 2 copies. And I hot glued together, and then I took a Dremel tool and I sanded that down. And one thing you need to make sure you do when you do this is make sure there's one smooth side and then one rough side, that you get rough side to rough side, so you don't have to sand all of this down like I had to, which took forever. Also, when you are working with the blade, I put a tubing in there. This is really small tubing, piping, PVC pipe. It's flexible and bendable, so you don't have to heat it up or anything. So you just bend it to the shape you need and stick it in there. And you want to stick it so it goes all the way from here. You should probably have it so it connects to the neck. I didn't do that, which if I were to, it would be a lot more steady. So you want to connect it so it goes into the neck, this area, so you have a little bit sticking out. And then you want it to run all the way through, all the way almost to the very tip. And then when you do that, you have to drill a hole on the inside so they stick. And then also you want another one going through here, so this is sturdy. And another one up here. I didn't put one at the very top. I should have. It would have been smarter. I didn't think of it until after I was done. So I might have to go back in and rip it open so I have a more steady blade. So this is actually one of the blades I messed up on when I was trying to make it. But you can kind of see on the inside I have this hole cut straight down it for the PVC pipe to fit right in. And then you just hot glue it, then you hot glue both sides together and it makes it very sturdy. And if you don't, you have a really flimsy scythe. That's why you have to have that in there. My costumes. I'm doing, this will actually be used for 2 different costumes. One for Grim Reaper, I'm doing for Halloween, and the second one for the character called Undertaker from Black Butler. And the reason I make my costumes and stuff is for cosplay. I've been doing cosplay for 3 years. I've done about 7 costumes, and I'm starting to do more weaponry like this. I like making props more than I like sewing. Let me be clear.